Are you struggling to understand why your taxes are so different in 2019 than they were last year? I'm Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers man, and I want to explain some of the big changes in our tax code and how they may be affecting you. President Trump promised to make big changes in how you are taxed at the federal level, and he really did. What sounded theoretical has now become very personal for tens of millions of Americans. You may have been significantly impacted in several ways. Let's look at the 7 biggest changes affecting you. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, passed at the end of 2017, made some of the biggest changes in the federal tax code in many years. The marginal tax rates on all 7 tax brackets were lowered. Tax rates now range from a low of 10% to a high of 37%. Second, the standard deduction was doubled. A married couple can now claim a standard deduction of $24,000 and an individual $12,000. Third, many itemized deductions were reduced or eliminated. Because about 90% of Americans will now claim the standard deduction, they will no longer get any benefit from itemized deductions. The upside of not itemizing is the filing is much simpler. The downside means you get no tax benefits from mortgage interest, charitable contributions, or business expenses that had been deductible in the past. Fourth, the personal exemption, which had been worth $4,050, was eliminated. Fifth, the deduction for state and local income taxes and property taxes combined was capped at $10,000 a year for couples and $5,000 for singles. Many people living in high-tax states who owe more than $10,000 in state income tax and property taxes lost a huge deduction and are having to pay much higher tax bills. Sixth, the child tax credit was doubled from $1,000 to $2,000. Seventh, the exemption for the alternative minimum tax was raised, meaning the AMT will now impact far fewer taxpayers. Here's what all this means to you. If you are impacted by one or several of these changes, it's time to reevaluate your tax situation. You may need to change your withholding from your paycheck and adjust how much you pay in quarterly estimates. You don't want to be surprised next year the way a lot of people are being shocked right now by getting a much bigger tax bill than they ever expected.